Good job. That was pretty good. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Woo! How's it going, everybody? I'm Julio Sanchez.
I'm Dayon Young.
This is Communities Connected, coming to you guys with episode
18!
God, I keep wanting to say 17, man.
Oh no,
We're
we
just
done
cruising
did
along.
17
I'm
last
so
time.
bad at keeping up with numbers. I'm just excited to do this every single day.
How y'all doing today, man? Hope y'all having a good one. If y'all having a good day, drop us down an emoji, hit us with a like, say hi to your mama for me.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, mama.
My mama, your mama.
Everybody's mama. Hey, hi, mama.
Oh, man. So today's been a hell of a day. How's your day been?
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, it's been a fantastic day. We got up early, we got some stuff done, we've been productive, we're
Right.
having some fun.
Yeah, I was getting tired a little early because woke up 5 early this morning, asked to take a half day off,
Heck
and
yeah.
then I actually got to go up to Baraboo, Wisconsin today
Ooh.
and hang out with Gremlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love Gremlin. If you guys haven't liked the page, make sure you guys like it because there's some exciting content coming up, man. This whole week was just super, super exciting. We booked an awesome interview. I don't know if you guys saw. We made a post about it. Make sure you guys check it out. We're going to have the Mid-City Kid in with us.
Yeah, the Mid-City
He's gonna be
Kid,
in
Jonathan
here.
Benish.
Sitting down, him and his team, and we're just going to be hammering.
Oh,
Yeah, what
I
we've been talking
cannot
about.
wait.
This is exciting.
Oh man, we're gonna have the Mid-City Kid, we're gonna have his right-hand man Andrew, we're gonna have his other man
Yeah.
Edison coming with him. It's gonna be a fantastic interview.
Yeah.
We're even gonna have time for him to be able to perform. So if you guys like some beats, if y'all like live performances, if you respect what we doing here with Communities Connected, check us out tomorrow. It's gonna be a lit event.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. And not only did we get one interview for this week, we actually got two. Two. So that's a first for us.
Ooh.
With me going to Baraboo, Gremlin was actually able to tell me. So I was hyping up this tournament coming up.
Okay.
My stupid ass didn't sign up early enough, so I actually missed the date. Sorry. So he already got on me, wants to like kill me a little bit.
Alright, I'll leave it alone.
So I won't be going to it, but he still is coming down. So on his way down to Chicago to the event, he's gonna be stopping by. We'll be doing an interview with him Friday, so that's super exciting.
Boom, bam.
Hope he's he's gonna kick some ass. I'm not even saying hope. He's just gonna kill out there. So it's big week. It's big week, guys.
Heck yeah.
We got a lot of content coming out. Oh, and today we also got to do a little bit of content with him. He's gonna be releasing in the next few coming up months. He's gonna be doing like a video a week, trying to show and demonstrate ways for moves. We're gonna be featured on it some. He's got his other teammates, and there's this. He's one of his students. He's 10 years old, absolute monster. He just won an actually tournament. What was it? Gonzalo told me. This kid's just destroying. So you can actually follow him at Nicholas the Armbar. Oh man, I even forgot. Armbar Sunblazers. Man, I would just put up his page on our page. Make sure you check this kid out. He's 10 years old. He's showing so much potential. It's crazy how fast this kid's learning. He's just dominating when he gets on the mat. So we'll make sure to put that up on our page. Go ahead and like them. We have just a lot coming up. This is getting super exciting, man.
Heck yeah, these weeks are getting better and better and better, and today is Wednesday. And today we decided to tackle fear.
Yeah. So, we came to tackle exactly that, guys. That was great. Oh man, fear!
Really was not ready for that.
I love that word.
Ears?
Yeah, it was a little loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna just, your turn.
Yeah, we're gonna settle down. Heart's racing. So this is exactly what we're talking about. His heart's racing with a little bit of, we'll say a small amount of fear. Surprised the shit out of him. Mine is racing because that was awesome. That was hilarious. I like that actions, man. Yeah, see that? There was a light, there was a heart.
I
That was
tell
a
you
phenomenal
what,
bang!
that got me. Absolutely. I was confused on what was happening. Then it exploded on the ceiling. Fear is the topic of today.
Yes.
And as you can see, if you ain't ready for it, it can catch you off guard.
It can catch you, and there's many ways it can catch you. Whole different situations, and it's really how you handle it. As you can see, he had to walk it off. He's like, you know what? Let me catch my breath. And I feel like no matter what situation you get into, it always kind of grabs you with like, whoa, I got to catch my breath quick. I got to realize what is going on,
Heck
analyze the situation, start moving forward. I'm sorry, that was just too good. That was just awesome. I'm glad you guys got to share that with me. I do that to him all the
This is
time.
Julio. It's the best.
So, fear. I hit it a little bit about it yesterday. I love working at a haunted forest. I like the idea of fear. When you can surprise someone in any type of way, like just that adrenaline rush that you get. You see it in their faces, you see it in their body. When I jump out, scare people. My wife jumps out, scares people. Like I was saying, I just love it because you can tell how different people handle it. And with working at a haunted forest, you do see the mechanisms people will use to defend fear. You have those people build up this huge shield and they'll walk through strong. You can jump out, and with me working in a haunted forest, when I go through it, that's the thing I kind of build up, just because being scared is fun, but I also like walking through it. Like, yeah, I didn't jump. I want to see how good they are, because walking through, I walk through just thinking as they would. So it's a really interesting idea. And so when I see those people come around, it's tough as shit. It's interesting. Some of them do work at different haunted forests. Other ones do just have that sense where they don't flinch. And it's interesting. Some guys I'm like, I'm gonna get him, and nothing. Then you have other people who will freak out. I can get them to jump back at least 10 feet. There's so few of them. I get them to jump. They fall, and their body reacts different. Some people have a flight. Some people have a fight mechanism. Some people have what I like to call possum. I think in a real dire situation, like if something really scared me, there's a small chance I'm definitely either do flight or possum. Possum is where they just fall on the ground, curl up, and pray it goes away. And I've had so many possums doing the haunted forest. Wow. And depending on how the person's kind of reacting, you can either kind of stand over them and kind of really get them more excited. I like getting into character. It's beautiful. So if I get you to fall, I know your heart is racing. So I want to push that emotion. I want to like really give you the experience. If you come to haunted forest, you're not doing a cakewalk. You're not going through like Build-A-Bear workshop. No. We're seeing fear. So then you have those people, they're going to run. Some people are going to possum. You have the aggressors. I've gotten punched in the face a few times. Wow. People joke around about wearing a cup because there's a few of our actors do wear a cup. They've gotten hit. There's that mechanism. Some people, when they flinch, it's just... Luckily, I was wearing a gas mask, so it affected the guy more than me. I just kind of laughed it off. Gotcha. But as you keep scaring people, and we have such a wide range of ages. We have little kids all the way to like really old people. And the really old people, I'm like, this can be dangerous. But if they're in here, they want to have some fun. And everyone there do want to have some fun. There are some few that get pushed in there, just don't have fun, which sucks.
But to all you who were pushed in there that didn't have fun,
I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. But we'll stop. We notice when people go too far. But I like the idea of fear because you can see how many different ways people react. Okay. And I feel like that just from a haunted forest, you can put in any type of life situation. So whether you're arguing with a friend, you're nervous about your job, you're nervous about your sport, fear is a very common thing that jumps in, and there's ways different people will use fear to either push them forward or to hold them back. And I feel like the possum kind of holds you back. So you always want to have, have a fight mechanism in a haunted forest. Okay. But everywhere else in life, you always do want to have more of a fight mechanism. So fear isn't something that's holding you back. If you can't, I guess if you can't run away from it, that's a bad thing. But if you can't stand toe to toe with it,
you can't face your fears.
Right. I feel like you're just hurting yourself. You should,
or at least slowing down your process.
Yeah, or analyze why this causes fear. Now I get if you go in a haunted forest, it's fear because we're jumping out at you. It's like watching a scary movie. But if you're having a problem in life, there's a lot you can analyze of why, and we've touched this a little bit, why things are going wrong. But fear, in the end, I feel like will trigger what your next emotion is going to be. It's like a midway. Want to throw something in?
I like that. Yeah, absolutely. Now that we're talking about fear, it's so funny. I think of stories. I love stories. And I think of the new movie well, it's not necessarily a new movie anymore. Will Smith has a movie, After Earth. And the whole movie was basically revolving around the idea that aliens could smell your fear. So if you weren't fearful, you didn't, produce this
enzyme,
pheromone, whatever type thing. So they couldn't sense you whatsoever. So the whole movie was about, just learning how to be fearless. And I loved it because in the movie, Will Smith talks about fear is a choice. Danger is real.
Agreed.
But fear is a choice. And I thought that was so crazy because I love reading books. I love personal development. It's my favorite stuff. In there, they talk about something happens and then you react to it. So you can either be reactive to your situations or you can be intentional about how you act next after the situation. So I thought it was great because when something happens, you can be fearful or you can be interested. Because depending on how you frame what happens, you can really come back at it and decide how you act. Because if you're just fearful, you play possum,
No one wants to curl up.
nothing happens. You know what I mean? You don't go any further. But if you can be courageous, if you can face your fears at least a little bit and take just small steps forward. I was reading this book, The Magic of Thinking Big. They talk about fear is like not doing it. Worrying about it, thinking about it, not doing it, but actually just thinking about it. Procrastination is how fear really sinks in. You're still in the same spot, so you're still just worried about that same thing. Whereas action defeats fear immediately because you're no longer afraid of something you're currently doing.
Right, and I think the more you do action, the more confident you start getting when fear does come up.
Yeah. It's like if you look at a swimming pool. When you walk up on the swimming pool and you're like, oh, I wonder if the water's cold. And we've all seen the person that's sitting there on the side. They're dipping their toe in. They're like, oh, it's cold. Oh, it's cold. Oh, I don't know if I want to go in. Then somebody pushes them in. They go splash. Oh, and then they start to have fun, And the sooner you just jump in and face your fear, the sooner it's over.
Right. And it's always not diving in, I'd say, with like just to be courageous or anything, but diving in, like you said, intentionally. You always want to analyze it. And I think the easiest fear I can actually explain, I'm only 24 years old, so it's not that far along that I was in school. I think public speaking and actually just speaking to new people is a big fear of everyone. I've had it, and it's not, and everyone, like I said, has a different type of fear. Some people have a fear where they are afraid to talk to people. Some people have a fear where it's just anxiety. What do I say? Will I be able to keep this conversation going? Am I going to be bothering this person? Then there's some people who are fully confident just go up and talk to somebody because they've practiced going up and talking to random people. They have that drive in them and practice, and that drive comes from the practice.
Absolutely.
And I feel like even if public speaking is something that you're not so comfortable with, and I feel like everyone should work on it because communication is the biggest thing we have.
Absolutely.
It's the one thing you're always going to use. No matter where you go, you're going to see somebody, there's going to have to be some type of communication.
And the better you can communicate, the more you'll get to where you want to go. More money you'll make, more friends you'll have, more value you'll be able to add. Communication is important.
Yeah, and that's why public speaking was one of my favorite classes. I remember taking it in high school, and what I would do to feel comfortable if I was engaged with somebody or was engaged to a group is when we were given, we're doing speeches, whatever. If it was an open topic, you best bet I was going home, or instantly my mind would go, what is it the more you're interested about this topic? Don't give yourself something where you're not so sure of it, you aren't interested in it. So if you're going to try to talk to a group of people, if you go in with a subject you have no heart for, you are going to be nervous. If someone questions you about it, you have no confidence on the subject. So as dumb as it would sound maybe to someone else, but to me, one of the topics that was super easy, it was like, I think it was like, talk about one of your favorite TV shows and why. Instantly my brain just went South Park. I've been watching it, I enjoy it, and I gave a quick 7-10 minute speech in South Park, and I could scan the room and everyone's just looking at me blank face because there wasn't a point where I could stop talking. It was getting to the point where the time limit was almost up, and I was still going. The time limit came up. I was halfway through it, and it's like, yeah, you're good. I was like, oh, wrapped it up. Walked away. I felt confident. Someone asked me something about a character, something about an event, and something happened in the show. It's something I enjoy, have passion for. I would love to talk to you, talk to them, anybody about South Park. That is such an easy subject to me. So, if you're in the situation where you're going to classes, make sure you are talking about things you have passion for. Don't push yourself. Well, I got to try to sound the smartest person ever. You're going to talk about brain surgery. Somebody, don't do that to yourself. You're going to get nervous. You're going to get afraid. You're not going to have confidence.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that. Have you guys ever heard of give yourself a 10-second burst of confidence? A lot of times, right in that moment of fear, if we spend the next 10 seconds with a burst of confidence towards whatever the thing is. Instead of worrying about it, instead of being fearful of it, instead of groveling in what just happened, if you spend the next 10 seconds being 100% dialed in, fired up, ready to go to face whatever the heck that thing is for the first 10 seconds, you'll be amped up and ready to go, period. You know what I mean? That first 10 seconds, if you just react, you know what I mean? If you react to it in a positive way, trying to solve it, it makes the whole process just go so much smoother. Where, you know, one hand, you're worried about the whole problem, and then you're spending time worrying and putting yourself in that mindset, or, you know what I mean, you're already moving forward.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's always good to just do everything you do with the best ability. That way, even if you failed in some way you keep touching on, if you fail, you come off, someone judges you, take the criticism as ways to learn. If someone's telling you, oh, blah, blah, you were doing this wrong, doesn't matter what kind of tone they give it to you, just think about it for a second. They might be right, they might be wrong, they could have said it in a better way, they could have said it in a worse way, really, depending on how they say it. But everything comes down that no matter what happens, fear will kick in. And as we were talking about fear, I guess not everything. When we say about fear, we also talk about adrenaline. And I feel like that's where, and that's what I mean, like.
I think you change the emotion, though. Even if the first emotion is fear, you transition that, you transform that emotion into excitement. It feels the exact same way. If you jump onto a stage, your body's going to start jolting. Your feet are going to start getting the prickly needles. Your whole body's going to start to sweat a little bit. The emotion of the event will take over, and your body's going to get you ready with enough energy for that. If you call it fear, that's the defeat guy just sitting here. You can't do it. They're looking at you. You're going to trip. Mr. Achieve says, I've got energy. I'm amped.
He's like, man, even
Let's
if you trip,
go.
I'll roll and stand up.
So I think fear is really a choice. It's just a completely different mindset that I think you can not choose or choose. But I think achieving and attacking what you really want and facing your fears is a whole nother mindset that you can adopt, put into a habit, and embody.
Yeah, man. So, with that, I think fear, all these things we've been talking about, relationships, we talked about being an overachiever, really pushing yourself to the limit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great what content we've had this week. And moving into our interviews, man, I'm super pumped for this interview coming up.
We got the Mid-City Kid.
We're going to have Mid-City Kid, Gremlin. These guys, I guarantee you, have felt all these emotions.
Absolutely. And we're going to ask them about it. This time we're going to ask much, much more questions to really get a lot more out of them. We're going to try to spend a little bit more time with them. And again, we're going to see if we can't allow them to show you their stuff. Maybe do a little performance or show you a little how-to of how they do things in their world.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm super pumped.
Oh, heck yeah.
There's
this is going to be an amazing.
There's that adrenaline we're talking about. It's not a fear. It's
Oh,
excitement.
no, that's
It's
excitement.
Just,
oh, man. And again, you can choose that excitement. Every day when you wake up, tell yourself exactly how you want to act, exactly how you want to treat everybody and everyone in that day, and then just do it. Again, it's just a completely different set of mindset and habits.
Yeah. So, guys, with that being said, don't forget to like the page, drop a like on the video. YouTube, man, go ahead and subscribe. Ring that bell so that way you guys know when we're going to go live. Like I said, we'll be dropping some content with the Gremlin.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to want to see that, trust me. If you're into jiu-jitsu, you want to kind of learn jiu-jitsu, I'd recommend looking into these videos. So you go step by step. We have some footage of it, and it's going to be real easy to check it out. And if you really want to laugh again, just rewind the video a little bit, man. Watch him jump. It was beautiful. It was great.
Until next time, y'all have a fantastic day. Say hi to somebody, like the page, do all that good stuff he was talking about. And please connect yourself to the community. This is Communities Connected. We want to have y'all connect back to the community. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Let us know if we were just completely off or if you guys have a different point of view. Either way, connect yourself to the community. Until next time, this is Dayon Young.
I'm Julio Sanchez.
Peace.